And he told us we have two holidays. Two holidays. In fact, when he went to Medina Munawwara, the Jewish, they have their own holiday. And the Buddhists, with idols, they have different idols. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us with two holidays, Al-Adha wal-Fitr. After that, how we are actually non-Muslim country. Sometimes
in the West.
Well, exactly. But the key, us, we have to follow what Allah said and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But a lot of people have, for example, new Muslims. The Christians, they have a Christmas, this, that. We speak about this, inshallah. Now, what the ulama says, haram to celebrate anything other than al-Fitr and al-Adha. Al-Fitr al-Adha is a ibadah. Now, of course, we are together, we holiday and this, we are happy. But in the same time, Allah ordered us the ibadah. The question here, brother and sister, maybe I text you with this one.
Yeah.
Some Muslims in the country, I'm talking about America here.
Yeah.
And in fact,
some of the Muslim countries too.
Yeah, Muslim countries recently, for example, but I don't consider Emirat is an emirate is not Muslim country. Yeah, but they are waiting for the Christmas and for the New Year to celebrate it. And not only that, I know some Muslims, some called Muslim, they have a tree. I don't know what the tree representing.
The Christmas trees and stuff. And
so
the decorations.
I mean, they communicate with non-religion other than Islam.
Absolutely.
Because I'm not talking about halal and haram, but what do you think about this?
So
because you grow up here.
Yeah, you grow up in this country. You kind of have, you kind of built. You're in the country. You see it all the time. You feel it all the time. You wait for November, December to come because of all these special holidays. You get off of school.
Oh, school too, yeah.
And people get off of work, and so we've kind of lived in the West for so long that it's become the normal, right? It's a normal to Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and it became a normal way of life for us Muslims. And so now what we see is the next generation of Muslims, like our age, my age, and the next generation, they've fallen into that trap of. They fall into that trap of everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. And so when everybody's doing something, it becomes normal, and then you, as the person saying no, we don't do this, you become the weird person.
Yeah.
Or you're too strict, or you're too, you're too religious. And so you have to really explain to the people why we don't do these things, right? Why Muslims? Why, Islamically speaking, why don't Muslims do these things, right? So one of the things, again, I always tell these kids at the schools, the Islamic schools, is we're Muslims, we're different, right? We're built different. We're not built for this world. Alhamdulillah, we have the Prophet who told us these are the two holidays, right? And it's not just holidays; it's also a form of worship. What do we do in Eid?
Eid?
Yeah, what do we do in Eid? The two Eids that we have. What do we do?
Al-Adha, for example, we had 3 days. We celebrate. We slaughter an animal. We pray.
We pray. Yeah, so we pray. We slaughter. These are all what? Acts of worship. So when you see our holidays compared to the other holidays, our holidays not just a holiday; it's an act of worship at the same time.
Oh.
So that I think that's a big difference when it comes to celebrating these other holidays compared to what we do in our holidays, right? And so when you talk to these kids, and kind of the biggest. Please, this is for the parents. Biggest things that I hear from these kids is, well, my dad does it. My mom does it. My mom's the one who bought the tree, or my dad is the one who put the lights up. My mom and dad are the ones who do this. You have these little kids, 8th graders, 7th graders, 6th graders, telling me these things, and it hurts to see and hear these things, because then I have to tell these kids what your mom and dad are doing is haram.
But if the parents not doing that, but the kids go to the public school.
Oh yeah, of course.
And they see
it all.
Yeah,
it's exciting. It's fun. It's colorful. It's bright. It's exciting for these kids to see all this stuff. But we, as the elders, as the parents, as the responsible ones, we're the ones that are supposed to be explaining to them why we don't do these kind of things. there is now, thanks to social media, and this is one of the good, we always talk about social media in a bad way, but also social media in a good way has given even the people who actually have been celebrating that are non-Muslims now have a better understanding of what Christmas is all about. There was no birth of Jesus Christ during that time. There was no symbolism of
in America. That's Christmas. What day?
24th, I believe.
24, right?
I think so.
24, something like that.
Yeah.
When when Jesus born
In Bethlehem, in Palestine.
17.
So
17 December 17 celebrated, and not only that, in Beit Sahur, and actually with Bethlehem, with and actually some other country, Jesus in November. No, sorry, in January.
yeah. Listen, it's not to us, when you look at it from a logical perspective. Don't even look at it from an Islamic perspective or a Christian perspective. Look at it from a logical perspective. It has nothing to do with what they're talking about and what they're telling you.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So when you explain to these kids, the younger kids, when I explain it to them and show them how it's more of a marketing strategy, they want you to buy more stuff. This is the couple of months where people spend as much money as they can spend. They want you to put these lights in your house. They want you to buy a Christmas tree. Think about it from money perspective as well, right? Like when you see Halloween coming up, right? When Halloween comes up, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? Halloween was there?
October. Someday, yeah.
So
I don't know when.
Yeah, when you go into these stores like Walmarts and Targets and all these stuff, you start to see them already putting these these things in
the street.
And they're already advertising for it before in September or in July and August. They're trying to get people ready for these things to make these purchases, to spend all your money. And I have to explain to these kids, what your parents are doing if they're putting a Christmas tree up, if they're saying it's just for show or it's just because we like it or it's because we like the smell or whatever the case may be. It's a form of another religion. You're taking an aspect from another religion, whether it's Christianity or paganism. Pick your poison. Which one do you want to celebrate?
And some people, that's very important here, some people celebrate the birthday of Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, he didn't know when the day he born, number one. Number two, he died. Who is the best people? Aisha, Abu Bakr Siddiq, the great Sahaba there, they never celebrated that. And not only after 500 years, no one celebrated. But who celebrate the birthday of Prophet Muhammad? The Shia. And not the Shia of Iraq or Iran. The world Shia, they occupied the Muslim world in that time. They start the birthday of Prophet Muhammad. Until now, for example, Egypt, 3 days holidays in school, no school holiday, that's Eid al-Adha. But if Christmas, as Brother Muhammad said, and also birthday of Rasulullah, we don't celebrate the bid'ah. What is bid'ah here? Bid'ah, everything in the matter of the deen. كل شيء مستحدث في الدين. Everything new in the deen. No one done it before. The purpose of the bid'ah want to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. They think we are better than Rasulullah, better than the companion of Rasulullah. But brother, we have to be careful. Christmas, as Brother Muhammad, is not even the religion of the Christian. They created after for business, and also the birthday of Rasulullah. I will not do that. It's a great bid'ah. It's haram to celebrate that. Okay, this is very good, Brother Muhammad. So, Brian, your opinion to very sharing of birthday and Christmas. They said this is because it's a family. Yeah. Like our neighbor is a Christian, our other neighbor is Christian, in front of us Christian, we are limited. Just to be like we are family.
Yeah, and they say it's not a religious thing. We're not doing it for religion.
Exactly.
That's how these people kind of justify what they're doing. And then, we were, it's all around us. Even where I live, my house is next to me is a Christian, next to me is this. And you see one guy with Halloween decorations, the other guy with Christmas decorations. So you see all this stuff, and then you see, alhamdulillah, I have like 2-3 Muslims, that live around us where our houses are empty or dark at night because we don't have our lights on for people. When you have these people who say we're not doing it for religion,
Mhm.
Right? We're Muslims. We know we're Muslims. We're not doing it for religion. Then what are you doing it for?
Just to مجاملة mean just
To fit in,
exactly
right?
to fit them to make we are not strangers, we are family, we are friends.
Absolutely. And
But
then, and so when you explain to these guys, well, this is the time where you can actually say, we're Muslims, we don't celebrate that, and then explain to them, right? Have that conversation with your neighbors. Open up that door of da'wah, right? Let them understand where you're from, why you don't celebrate it, and in a nice tone, a nice way of why Muslims don't celebrate these types of holidays, right? And that's kind of what I explain to the kids all the time is, when you're going to a public school, you're going to see all this stuff, right? You're going to see Christmas parties, you're going to see Thanksgiving parties, you're going to see, even at work, right? Even when you go to the office and you go to an office or you go to wherever you work, they're going to say, hey, we're going to have a Christmas dinners, or we're going to have a Christmas brunch, or we're going to have, this is the time where you have that conversation with your fellow coworkers, your students, or whoever your peers, your neighbors, about why we're Muslims and why we don't celebrate these things, right?
Yeah.
But you also have to have the knowledge to explain that to the people, right? You can't, we always talk about the way we talk, the tone, the words we use. When you're explaining to somebody why we're Muslims and why we don't celebrate it, you're not going back and forth with them and bashing them. Hey, do your research, see what Christmas is all about. Tell them your neighbors, do your own research and see when Jesus Christ was born.
I work actually before I become an imam. Actually, I was an imam also in the company was as a geologist.
Mhm.
And Christmas, first year, they give me liquor and gifts and that. I say, no, I'm Muslim. We don't drink. We don't even touch it.
Mhm.
And actually, I spoke with them nicely.
Yeah.
And also not only that, and they give me gift.
Mhm.
So thank you so much, and I'm accepted that because I'm not celebrating Christmas. And honestly, the good thing with a nice way, next
Absolutely.
year I'm not there.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
they celebrate, and not only that, we have every year in a vote, big vote
Mhm.
in the company. Everybody they take away me and another Muslim. No liquor, not even involved with the liquor. But the key, we have to express ourselves. We are a Muslim.
Yeah, absolutely.
And me and brother Sayyid,
Yeah.
me and him, and not even they get us halal food.
But see, there's the difference, and so when we talk about like this, when we have these kinds of conversations with the people on the outside or the people that are non-Muslims, you're able to have this conversation with them because you're knowledgeable and you have something I think a lot of our kids don't have, which is confidence in who you are. Right. And so when you have that confidence, you're not going to get bullied. You're not going to feel peer pressured. You're not going to get all that kind of stuff.
That's how we're gonna make our kids like this.
That's the part, right? That's the question.
I want to know.
And then again, it is a very serious question. That's like again on a case by case basis. When we talk to the kids, we see the kids. I mean, I had a conversation last week with another kid who, was getting, they were talking about him, making fun of him, all this kind of stuff, and sat with the kid and explained to him that, when you're getting bullied, when you're getting peer pressured, when you're getting these kinds of things, as a Muslim, this is not how we behave. We have to be strong with our faith, understand that we are different. Of course, I'm a Muslim. I'm different than everybody else too. So what? So what? I'm not better than them. They're not better than me. But I'm a Muslim. We have confidence in ourselves.
We are, but how our kids feel this?
This is something that has to be instilled in the house.
In the house. But this
how do you expect to instill that type of confidence in a kid when you as a parent is putting up Christmas trees, when you as a parent is putting Christmas music on, when you as a parent are getting gifts for your kids, Christmas gifts for your kids' teachers, because my kid's in 10th grade, I have to get his teacher a present for Christmas. No, you don't. You don't have to do that stuff. You feel like you have to.
Go back. Our kids give the teacher gifts in the day of the.
Oh my goodness! I don't know. It's there's a lot of, we have to give our teachers gifts. We have to give our coworkers gifts. We have to. Well, your kids are watching you do these things. Your kids are seeing you do these things. How do you want your kid to understand that we don't celebrate Christmas if you as a parent is supplying and doing the stuff that Christmas is all about?
But the teacher accept the gift?
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't know that. Yeah. We have to be careful. really, we have to be careful with that. Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary the way it's pressured on our families.
But here, the question here also, we believe in our deen.
Absolutely.
We believe we are Muslims. We're not celebrating this, but also they are happy. Our neighbor happy, our worker happy, and the school happy. I want to just be part of it. No, I don't believe in that, and they know I'm a Muslim, but it's still celebrating this.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It's a matter of understanding. Listen, you let the people do what they got to do, right? If they want to celebrate their holidays, let them celebrate their holidays. You're not going to be that guy that comes to their house and knocks on the door and says, "Why are you celebrating Christmas? This is not the." No. You're not that person. Don't be that person. But it's also a matter of, hey, listen. I know you're having a Christmas dinner, but I actually have something going on that day. I'm sorry I can't make it. You kind of find a way to pull yourself out of it without making yourself look like or make them feel like you're looking like you're better than them.
In fact, when I work with non-Muslims in a company, some Christian people to church, they're not celebrating Christmas. They're not believing in Christmas.
Well, that's the funny thing, right? I just said about like how social media, like a lot of the non-Muslims are seeing what Christmas is actually all about, and how it's a representation of the sun god, and it's a pagan holiday, and they're starting to see all this.
Pagan holiday?
Yeah, it's a pagan holiday type thing that they kind of put in together with Christianity. And it's a whole. I mean, there's so many different Islamic lectures on the holiday and what it really means. And so even these guys who I don't say anything. I just say, hey, do your research, man. Like, find out what Christmas is all about before you celebrate it, and see if that's something that you really want to be a part of. To the non-Muslims. And they'll do their research, they'll read on it, they'll research it, and they'll say, oh my God, bro, I didn't know what this is all about. I didn't know that this isn't about Jesus. This has nothing to do with Jesus. So when they find out, when they do their research, when they read it, that's when they start to learn.
Something funny here. I want to understand, it's funny to me. They make birthday for Jesus as a God, or as what exactly? God, just born.
It's
exactly?
It's the birth of Jesus Christ, right? It's that's what they say. But like you said, in Bethlehem, they celebrate it
17
on a different date.
Yeah, different date.
Yeah, and so but the Christmas tree has nothing to do with that.
I think that's in December, in January, 17 January.
Yeah. So I mean, it's all different.
Yeah.
So when you look, try to explain to the Muslims, why are you celebrating these holidays? We're Muslims.
But no, some Christian actually they refuse to.
Yeah, they refuse to celebrate it. People are starting to wake up
because they said Jesus just born. Who created Adam then? Jesus.
Yeah, so it's confusing, right?
Yeah, but this is just occasion. Is one day, right? The Christmas.
I mean, I think so. Yeah, I believe.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't celebrate it, so I don't know too much about it like that.
But actually, the الأضحى عيد الأضحى the holiday of الأضحى عيد الفطر من شعائر الله for our deen. For example, the day of the عيد الفطر after we're not allowed even to fast. And أضحى 3 days we're not allowed to fast. So that that is ibadah.
Yeah.
But also the Christian used to be ibadah. I believe so, because in my time they were still as ibadah, but now nothing for fun. Nothing.
It's not even has no religious implications anymore. Now it's for marketing and fun.
Hadith al-Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, brother and sister, he said, "Man tashabba biqawmin fahuwa minhum." Whoever imitate a nation, you are part of them.
Absolutely.
For example, in Emirate, they have a huge Christmas tree. And not only that, and the Hanukkah for the Jewish, same thing. They make it now in Emirate, the Christmas tree, one of the holidays, and of course have the new religion, because the religion of Ibrahim. So may Allah guide us. But Hadith Rasul, Man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum. Whoever imitating people, he is part of them. We have to be careful, my dear brother and sister. Allah guide us to right path, Ya Rabbi. Now, work. a lot of brothers and
We all
sisters
work.
working.
Yeah.
Holiday, Christmas holiday. What do you call? Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah.
I don't know what Merry Christmas. I heard it a lot.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Somebody Merry Christmas. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
What I have to say actually.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mary, the Jesus
Like
mom.
happy, like happy. No, like
Ah, Mary.
happy Christmas, happy holidays, happy.
Happy holiday. Happy holiday.
Mhm.
Happy holiday.
Mhm.
Thank you. Happy holiday to you.
I don't honestly. There's such a.
Hmm?
I don't understand why they say these things, and I don't know the specifics of why. Merry Christmas or Merry Merry this or Merry that. But we all work in these types of environments where whether you work in a grocery store or whether you work in a law office or wherever you work, you're going to see these people saying these things to you all the time.
Mhm.
And so a lot of the people they'll say, "Well, I'm just saying it back to my coworker because I'm just trying to be polite. I'm just trying to be, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't cause any waves. I don't want to make anybody upset. So when they say Merry Christmas, I say Merry Christmas back to them, just because."
But something very important, brother and sister here. If you celebrating Christmas with them, that means you are with them, approve that Jesus their God or the Son of God. Some people they believe in, and actually one of the religion of Christianity, Mary, she's a God.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah. So my point here, brother, if you celebrate their Christmas, that means you are part of them. You believe yes, Jesus, whatever they speak about Jesus, Isa alayhi salam, or Mary alayhi salam. So my brothers, we have to be careful to regarding this. But I mean, to celebrate to say Merry Christmas, I don't know what the meaning of Merry Christmas, but to say how you say okay, Merry Christmas, Ibrahim. I say okay, thank you.
Well, see, that's the thing. I hear some sheikhs who say it's okay to say happy holidays. It's okay to say thank you. I don't know, how to respond because, you don't want to say something wrong at the same time. So that's something that maybe you can,
Yeah, Islamically, if somebody
if somebody comes to you and says Merry Christmas, how are we supposed to?
And that's it. I didn't have to say anything. Thank you. Thank you. But especially in this area, thank you. But it's Merry Christmas bad. I mean, whatever that say is, yeah. But actually, tricky question also.
It is, yeah.
That tricky question. We live in non-Muslim country. We struggle in our deen so much. And actually, my wife actually told me, Annie, what is the video? The video, can you give the video? Show me in the car. People actually praying what salah in the school, outside the school, and somebody marking them because they're praying, and they she is also and making I don't know, but I was in the car. Give me a sentence. Okay, and that's okay. That's the good things. There's some excellent kids.
Yeah.
They know what's going on.
Yeah.
And there's a group here in the car. We're watching in the car. They don't care. Even marking them.
Yeah.
Jesus, they're making marking, but they don't care. They praise them out.
Yeah. And you're gonna see a lot of
here. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. And so you have to ask yourself, is that Christian behavior? Right? Is that Christian behavior? Is that how Christians are supposed to behave? And so you'll see a lot of Christians who say that's not Christian behavior. That's not what we're supposed to do. That's not how we're supposed to act, respect each other's religions. But then you have people like this who have so much hate in their hearts and who were born around that hatred for so long and watch too much TV. That's what you see.
That's because definitely the reddick.
Yeah,
But these kids, mashallah, they kept their salah.
Yeah.
Reading out
Yeah.
loud.
and listen, I was at the soccer field the other day with my kids, watching these boys play soccer, and some of the kids decided, oh, I missed my salah, and they started praying on the field.
Yeah.
As I'm walking around, I said, no, no,
we have, you always mentioned that. I love that. The seeds in the house,
absolutely.
the seeds make any seed, any plant.
Yeah.
My wife, you have a plant, but the seed grow up,
and it grows up to what you are watering it with.
Exactly.
Right? So what are you fertilizing your seeds with at home?
Iman, aqidah, tawheed, salah.
Absolutely. And then you see this guy who's yelling at these Muslims, this Christian guy,
and just praying loud.
And how is he? What kind of seeds were planted when he was born?
Yeah.
From the day he was born to the way he is now, those seeds that were planted in his head gave him so much hatred.
So my point, we should not celebrate that.
Absolutely.
We have to teach our kids also. I know the kids are going to school. I'll give success to your kids, Ya Rab. God bless you all, brother and sister. But also our deen, we have to keep it. Otherwise, if you allow that, you put ourselves, our kids also in disaster.
Absolutely.
Disaster.
And so we'll go to the next question, which is, do you think children and youth are influenced when they see Muslims taking part? Like how our kids are being influenced a lot. And again,
the question,
the question is how, I don't know, do I think that children and youth are being influenced when they see Muslims taking part in non-Islamic traditions, right? Celebrations. And my problem with the youth and with the kids and the youth and teenagers, it goes all the way up to like at least in their 20s, is when you're watching the social media influencers, right? You're scrolling through these social media influencers, and you see Hijabi who's cooking. Hijabi has a cooking show, and she has 3.5 million followers on her cooking channel. And mashallah, she's Muslim girl, Muhajjabah, and she's cooking. And then you look in the background of her house, and what do you see? A Christmas tree.
I never watched.
But this is what our kids are watching. What our youth.
A woman cooking and a Christmas tree in her house.
In her background, in the back of her camera, and just in the background, it's just pretty. It's pretty. I only do it because it's pretty. I know you guys are gonna hate me. Like, this is what these influencers are talking. How they're speaking to the viewers, the people that are following them and watching them. I'm just doing it for decoration. It's only for decoration. I like the smell of the tree. That's the only reason why I put it in my house. And you see these kids who are following these people, or these moms who are following these people because they want to know how they're cooking and how to cook. And then moms think, oh well, she's doing it. And then you read the comments, because I like to read comments. And please, brothers and sisters, read the comments of some of these videos, because you'll read some of these comments and it'll have Muslim names, like Yusuf, 101, or Muhammad, whatever. And the comments will say, yeah, go ahead, sister, mashallah, it's okay to have a Christmas tree in your house, and mashallah. So when you read these comments and you think, and our kids or our moms or our dads are watching these things, they believe these comments, they see the names, they don't realize, well, dig a little bit deeper. Click that person's name. See if that's a real person.
Ya Allah. SubhanAllah, how that, since Adam alayhi salam passed away, and used to be after that, righteous people, they have a grave. The shaitan made a grave. They will become the grave. Step by step, make them idols. They become the idols, but they used to be what? The grave.
Little by little.
It's step by step.
Well, we know the shaitan doesn't work massive.
Yes.
He does little by little. Planting the seeds. Let's make the social media people, be the seed for our kids to see, to watch. Instead of us, as the parents or the responsible Muslims, should say, let me see that video you just saw. You see that tree in the background? That's a subtle seed that they're planting in you to make you feel that this is normal.
Allah said in the Quran, وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ. Do not follow the steps of the shaitan.
But we're losing. We see this happening all the time, and subhanAllah, when I'll have a conversation with family members or people with kids in their schools, and the moms and the dads, and I'll say to them, hey, listen, your kid told me that you have a Christmas tree coming up, or that you put Halloween decorations in your house, or you take your kids trick-or-treating. You take them out to go get candy from strangers. And
yeah.
think about this.
The people knock the door here
Yeah.
For our
For
candy. So no, I'm diabetes. I don't have candy. Diabetes, I don't have candy.
I should start giving them my business card to make business for later. But we see these parents, and I said to these parents, why are you planting those seeds in your kids? Like that, you're the one at the grown up. You're the Muslim. You're the mom and the dad who's a Muslim. Why are you planting those seeds so early? And they get mad. They get upset, or they'll say, "Brother, you're right," or you're absolutely correct. Listen, I always say, brothers and sisters, I'm not an imam. I'm not a sheikh. I'm not a religious scholar. That's why I come here for your knowledge and your expertise. But I know enough to understand that if you do enough research about Halloween, about Christmas, about these things,
Yes,
you will start to realize that it's just a way for people to get away from your deen, get away from your religion, piece by piece, and then spend all your money on buying this junk and buying this garbage that you don't need.
indeed. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Actually, when I grew up, when I came to America, I go to a different church, give a lecture, not in the Christmas. I go to the interfaith, and then Jesus is a mahabba, loving. I thought our Islam is a great love. Actually, we love Jesus, we love Mary. We have the whole chapter in the Quran for Mary.
Yeah.
Mary, كافها يا عين صاد. Subhanallah. Let's say, may Allah guide us to Rabbi inshallah. So, but also, that's very important. Just in number 9, which is in number 9, to respect actually the Christian, not the deen. So, a person, he go to church, this, to respect the person.
Yeah, of course. Muslims, that's what we do, right?
Yeah, we respect each other.
We have to respect the Muslims and the non-Muslims alike.
Yeah, but he's not accepting my religion. I'm not accepting his religion.
And that's fine. We live in the West. That's the good part about living in the West.
But at the same time, we have to speak to people. Allah said, وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. Argue with the people with a nice manner.
Yeah, absolutely. And
we cannot attack.
Yeah, we don't attack. We talk with the tone.
Yeah, exactly. We should not.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should not. Yeah. Go to number 10. Actually, if you have number 10.
So number 10 is basically saying, if in your view, what impact does Muslims participating in non-Islamic holidays have on the identity of the Muslim community? It's a huge. I see this as a big problem that we're going to have down the road, right? Years down the road. And what's going to happen is if we don't stop this now, like we have the time to stop this now. If we don't break that cycle of, we're just doing it to be nice. We're just doing it to be polite. We're just putting a tree because it's nice. We're just doing it because everybody else is doing it. Those little things that you're doing, those little steps that you're taking are going to turn into these really big, massive things down the road with the kids, right? They're going to say, I'm just going to go drinking with my friends because everybody else is doing it. Liquor, alcohol. I'm just going to go smoke a blunt because everybody else is doing it. That's what you're putting into the heads little by little. It starts with a Christmas tree. It starts with a seed of something. We're just trying to follow. We're just trying to be like everybody else. We're just trying to fit in. We're not supposed to fit in.
Sometimes some sister, for example, she lives in this country, and she especially you have mentioned the social media, that person, they try to imitate these people.
Yeah.
They remove even the hijab.
Yeah.
They remove the hijab.
Absolutely. And you see this a lot because a lot of our sisters, they think that if I wear hijab, I'm not pretty, or I'm too restricted, or I'm too, because that's what social media has kind of pushed on our girls. A lot of times I see now girls hijabs wearing the tightest of the hijabs, the tightest of the clothes, the extra makeup. And they do so much extra because they're trying to fit into what everybody else is doing, right? You have a girl who wears hijab who has tons of makeup on. You swipe to the side and you see she's got 800,000 followers, and the majority of them are all Muslims, and the majority of Muslim girls who are following this girl because she does makeup, kits, and tells them how to wear makeup, Islamic way of using makeup or something. I said, this is crazy because this lady has now 800,000 people, and maybe 90% of them are young girls, Muslim girls, following this person, going probably watching them in the house and watching these videos and saying, okay, well, she's doing it like this, let me do like this, let me. Like they're watching, they're following their instead of a parent who was saying to their daughter, listen, sister, listen, Habibti, listen, this is not how Muslims act. And then you look at the comments, right? Again, read comments of people's posts, and you'll start to see how these bots, these people will put down, yeah, go sister, show them that Muslims are like this, show them that this is how a Muslim girl acts. You'll see these comments of other people making these comments, saying to her, congratulating her for putting.
Yeah, you mentioned this before also about our kids. We go to social media, they imitating that person, and like he lived sometimes. I want to just be better than him. They compete.
Yeah, they're competing with each other. They're trying to be like each other, and they're trying to compete with each other.
It's right with the holidays also.
With the holidays, with everything, it's insane to me to see how our people, our Muslims, have fallen so far back and just kind of assimilated too much into what countries we're living in. Right? We are told, you're coming to the West, you have to assimilate to our country. You have to be like us. That's what we're told.
SubhanAllah, may Allah give mercy to my mom. I was in college, the Al-Azhar University in Egypt, and my mom in Gaza. In the crazy of the Christmas, she know what going on in Egypt. She come every year to me, and not only that, she cook for all my friends. Just friends until now we are friends. They come to my house all day long. We don't go outside with other people.
Absolutely.
So yes, you can. May Allah give rahmah and mercy to my mom. The moms, they can do that. And instead, your son, your daughter, go outside and celebrate it. Have something in the house. Cook something, not for Christmas, just cook, and join in as a family, as a meal.
Well, let's think about it like this. Look at the masjids. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah, some of the masjids here.
Yes.
For Halloween, they said, bring your kids to the masjid.
I heard, yeah.
Right? Bring your kids to the masjid.
I did in South Carolina, I did the same thing in South Carolina.
And it kept the kids in the masjid instead of going out and thinking that they have to go.
That's to keep our kids in the, yes. I love the masjid doing that, and I really will encourage every masjid, especially Christmas coming very soon.
Yeah.
And what is the Turkey? What is the Turkey?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving actually is not religious,
no.
But it's still, to keep your family together.
Absolutely.
It's better, inshallah, to go. Inshallah, we have time. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, we have a lot of time. Alhamdulillah. The question they asked me actually, and this question for you: why the Muslims not celebrating the Christians, but at the same time we are lived in the Muslim country? You have the question before too?
What's the question?
Say somebody شخص غير مسلم or not a Muslim, and why not celebrating with us?
Oh,
we are
okay.
family.
Yeah, so
we are friends.
Yeah. You get that
happens
question.
to you?
Yeah, it happens all the time, especially at work where they're, we all have weeks off of work or a couple of days off of work for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. It's a holiday, so you get days off, and they'll say, hey, come to the house. We're having a party for Christmas and this and this, and I always say, hey, listen, as a Muslim, I don't do it now. Alhamdulillah, they know who I am. They know I'm a Muslim. I've already explained to them plenty of times why I don't celebrate this stuff, so they don't ask me anymore, right? But we're all civil. We're all nice. We're all super friendly with each other. We all work together. And it was the way you explained the situation of how you as a Muslim don't and why we don't, right? And in the tone and the respect that you give those people. Hey, listen, do what you got to do. If you guys want to celebrate, go ahead, celebrate. I just, unfortunately, I'm a Muslim. Fortunately, I'm a Muslim. I don't celebrate that kind of stuff. And, do your thing.
14th of December, coming up, me and my wife, our Christmas, in Colombia.
Inshallah.
Vacation.
Yeah. Because look, again, we get time off, right?
Yeah.
And so we don't celebrate the holidays, but we celebrate the time off from work, from school, from all the stuff that we got to do throughout the year. We use that time as Muslims to get closer to our families.
Yes. Now, brother, before we finish here, how to make our kids to have seeds of Iman, seeds of Islam in the household through the parents to the kids about about this kind of holidays. Now, advice from you to
As
the
parents.
parents.
So
Also as specialists in this kind of
in
field.
this
Yeah.
field. So
yeah.
what I've realized, what I've noticed is that as parents, we like to do changes in our houses immediately. Like we want to like so if we're doing something on a consistent basis, and then we start to realize that what we've been doing for 2, 3, 4 years is wrong, we want to just real quick flip the switch and start something new real quickly.
The new
Something that's not what you were doing was wrong, and now you're trying to make it right.
and excitement. It says that.
So when I'm trying to explain is like when we're doing something bad or something wrong in our house, as a parent, we start to say, okay, maybe I'm doing this wrong, right? So what we always tell you guys is look into yourself, right? Analyze yourself, look at what you're doing.
I like that.
Right?
Analyze
yourself, see how
judge
judge yourself, see what you're doing at home. Is it wrong? If it's wrong and you're not getting the results from your kid, that means you're doing something wrong. What are you doing wrong as a parent? And then when you find out what you're doing wrong, okay, now I gotta make a change. But don't make that change so quickly. You gotta go step by step, little by little by little. Yeah, step by step, one at a time, and then you start to see the small changes. And what I've noticed is sometimes parents will go from doing something wrong to saying this is haram, then we're gonna do this now. And the kids are just like, wait, no, we've been doing this for 5 years, 6 years, 8 years. Now we're stopping. Well, yeah, then little by little you start to explain piece by piece. Yeah, what we were doing, what I was doing as a parent, I was wrong. I started to see what was going on. I started reading more about my religion, about the deen, and this is wrong. So now we're gonna do this way now. And so you take it step by step by step, and you start to see the kids start to really understand more and more and more. And so kind of the good thing about social media and our phones is when we have conversations, our phones are always on, right? They're always listening to our conversations. Always on, always. We're like, oh, of course, every minute of every day, our phones are on listening to us. And so when we're
go back, you scare me.
We'll have a whole conversation about that later on. That's a whole different conversation. But yes, when you're having these conversations with your kids, the phone listens in, and then their social media pages start to shift. You'll start to see a big shift in what their content of what they're starting to watch. So you'll start to see Islamic content, more religious content. Little by little, you start to see our kids will start to see different things. If you start to have that conversation, and this is the big thing for parents, if you start to have conversations with your kids, little by little, small conversations, you're going to start to see your own kid asking you questions, right? They'll start to ask you questions. Hey, mom, I saw this video. Hey, dad, I saw this. Or one of the kids at school told me this. What does that mean? Or what as Muslims do we do this? And you'll start to see your kids little by little opening up that dialogue with you because now they feel more comfortable talking to you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. But it's not, again, it's the tone that we're using. It's the way we're having the conversation with our kids. It's the type of conversations we're having with our kids. And it starts with, as a parent, analyzing yourself, seeing what you're doing wrong, and really judging yourself as a human being, as a Muslim. Am I doing this? What I'm doing, is that haram or halal? And because I know my kids are watching me. I know my kids are listening to me.
They're going to imitate you.
And they're going to watch me. They're going to imitate me. They're going to mimic me. And then as they grow up, they're going to have kids.
Yeah. Actually, the liquor in Islam, in Mecca, for example, 13 years in Mecca, everybody can drink, except Rasulullah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they came to Medina, step by step, 3 steps. In the beginning, لا تقربوا الصلاة وأنتم. Do not pray, don't drink, and pray. And 3 steps after that become haram.
And so when you look at that, think about this. How many years ago was this? Over 1,400 years.
150 years.
So even in our
500.
In my line of work, and we tell people is you can't quit immediately. You have to step by step.
Right? Liquor like this, liquor,
cigarettes, addiction. It's all step by step, little by little. That was 1,400 years ago. We were told this. We're still using that same method to get people off of drugs right now.
Ya Allah.
I mean, so what do you think? Like how
our deen, subhanallah.
And this is what I tell the kids in the schools. I explain to the kids in the schools, look how Islam 1,400 years ago told us to fast. right? To do Ramadan.
Yeah.
And what is the doctor's way of telling people to regenerate your stem cells and get healthy? By fasting. Well, we've been doing this
Yes.
for 1400 years ago. So now the doctors are finally saying, and I told actually I was talking to the 7th graders and I said to them, think about it like this: when COVID hit, what was the first thing they told everybody to start doing? Mask on, wash your hands.
Wash your hands, yeah.
They said, you have to wash your hands. Some of the doctors I was watching on TV would say, you got to wash your hands at least 4 to 5 times a day. Well, what do we do?
Wudu. Not only our hands, our mouths, our nose.
And that's the other thing I was telling the kids. I'm like, I heard, what's his name? One of the doctors was on the news saying, you got to wash the rim of your nose. That's where the germs stay in the rim.
Yeah.
I said, oh, that's wudu. Like, wudu. Like, yeah. We've been doing this for 1400 years. Like 1500 years.
1,500.
So like now science is coming back up. So this is, if that's not proof to you as what Muslims are, who Muslims are, that's what I tell the kids. Like, Islam has already gives you the answers to everything.
Yes. If we follow this.
If we follow this, but now we have to wait till a doctor tells you to do these things before you start to realize Islam is right.
Islam always right, alhamdulillah. So we have got we have time now. Brother and sister here, we have to give an advice now, Brother Muhammad. Really, Christmas coming, and what else? Thanksgiving is coming.
Christmas. We already missed Halloween. That's why I wanted to have the conversation before the Halloween, was because I don't want people to feel like, I don't want the kids or the parents to feel like they have to celebrate the Halloween. They have to celebrate Christmas. They have to.
The kids.
The parents.
Hold on, the kids or the parents, we have to.
The parents.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want my kids to miss out. I've heard, how many times I've heard Muslim parents saying, I don't want my kids to feel different than all the other kids. All my kids' friends in schools are going trick-or-treating. I want him to go with his friends.
Wow.
And I said, brother or sister, like, that's not, this is the conversation you should be having with your kids right now. These are the doors that are opening for you to have these conversations with your children on why Muslims don't do these things.
I don't know. The parents actually normally against it.
No. SubhanAllah, it's and that's why I say we're in a time that's backwards, right? And so when you see our generation of parents allowing these things to happen, that should show you what they went through as kids with their parents. Did your parents let you go trick-or-treating? Did your parents, is that why you think it's okay for you to let your kids? So that's why I say we have to stop it at a certain point in our Islamic lives as Muslims, at our ages or whatever it takes. At a certain point, we have to say to ourselves, why doesn't Islam celebrate these holidays? Right? Why is it not in these holidays? And there's a reason for it. When you really dive down and do a rabbit hole analyzing of these different holidays, of Halloween, of Christmas, of Thanksgiving, of all these different holidays, you'll start to see there's a lot of haram that goes into these holidays, right? Halloween is what? Satanic. It's all about the shaitan. It's all about wearing masks. It's all about devils. It's all about going knocking on people's doors, getting candy from strangers. Like, there's so much bad that goes on just for that holiday. That we'll go to the store and grab ourselves a costume for our kids and give it to them and tell them to wear a costume and go knocking on some stranger's door who might be for candy, who might be a pedophile, who might be a scumbag, or might be a murderer. Just go knock on his door and get some candy. It's okay. Go ahead. And for us with law enforcement, what we have to do is safety talks to kids in the schools. Before you go trick-or-treating, make sure you don't open the candy. Make sure your parents expect the candy before you eat it.
Really?
Yeah, we have to go to the schools. We have to go to any places where there's a lot of kids. We got to tell the kids, don't open any candy. Let your parents open up the candy. Because somebody might lace your candy with drugs, or somebody might give you...
What?
Yeah, it's a scary world that we have to do. And this is not for the Muslims. This is us going into public schools, telling public school kids, be careful when you're knocking on people's doors. And be careful with what kind of candy you get. And don't eat the candy until you get home so your parents can inspect it first.
Wow. One of the great shuyukh in the 1960s in Egypt, he got the president, used to be Gamal Abdel Nasser, they killed the Imam. The Imam got killed. Why? نحن في جاهلية أخرى. We are in different ignorant time.
Yeah.
We are never, and we are.
We're still in it. We're still in this time of we have to do
Wow.
what everybody else is doing. We have to fit in. We have to let our kids feel
But go back,
normal.
brother, very important, brother Muhammad, because I don't know.
Mm.
The candy is some drugs in the candy.
Yeah, there's a lot of sick people out there. Very, very sick people out there that will do
This is for everyone here.
everybody here.
I
Everybody,
want to know.
yeah, everybody here. Like we have to do talks to the kids, to the parents. Hey, check the candies before you give it to your kids. Make sure you open the candy. Make sure there's nothing in there. Make sure. But if you have to go to these places and tell these kids be careful, why even send your kid out there? Why give your kid that?
Like that.
Like why risk your kid going out there and grabbing some candy?
They want to kill their kids
No, they're not trying to kill their kid. They want to, again,
by default.
by accident or whatever, but they want to make their kids fit in, or they want their kids to have a good time, go have a good time. But listen, we're out here telling you guys, has nothing to do with Islam, nothing to do as a Muslim. We're telling you guys from a law enforcement perspective, be careful with the candies. Let your parents open the candies first. Inspect the candies before you open them up and check on them. Make sure you. I mean, sometimes we tell them put gloves on just in case there's a needle or something that they accidentally put in there. Be careful with what. Come on. At what point do you say, "Hey guys, listen. Islamically speaking, we don't do Halloween." There's a big reason for it, and here, this is the number one reason I'm telling you. People are sick out there. They're putting
Christmas and other.
and even the other holidays. Again, we talk about all the holidays in general, but this one specifically with Halloween, with Christmas, there's so many bad things about it that as Muslims, that's the reason why we don't celebrate them.
Yeah,
we know because our holidays, we understand the two holidays that we have. They're just not holidays; they're worship.
Worship, absolutely. We have to pray also.
We have to pray. We have to fast. We have to. There's a meaning behind it as Muslims.
Yeah.
But for these holidays, there's no meaning behind it.
May Allah guide us to right path.
Inshallah.
Give advice before we finish to everybody.
My biggest advice
biggest advice
to all the parents out there and to the kids. And if you have kids, if there's kids on here that have parents that are not listening, biggest advice I can tell you guys is really, really look into yourselves as a parent. Really dive down deep into what you're doing and what you're celebrating and where you're living at, wherever you're living at. You don't have to fit in, right? Us Muslims, we're supposed to not assimilate to the countries we're living in. We're supposed to make them better, right? We're supposed to little by little throw the da'wah in there to our neighbors, our neighborhoods, our communities. Our non-Muslims are supposed to see us and say, wow, look at how that person's acting. Wow, look at how that person is behaving. Wow, look at those kids. Look how.
No, I was Muslim become like a lot of new Muslims become because another Muslim become perfect with the parents, how they speak.
Absolutely. Listen, I will tell you, and this is something I wanted to kind of say to everybody here.
Yes, please.
We have neighbors that live around us that are very, patriotic, and we lived with them amongst them for like 5-6 years now. And this whole thing with New York, with the new mayor that became the Muslim mayor that just got in. The woman came, one of the wives came, she saw me outside and she goes, I was always afraid of a Muslim becoming a mayor or a president or something like this until I saw you and your family. I didn't know what Muslims were except for what CNN and Fox News told me until I started seeing your family, especially Fox News, because they watch, that's all they watch. They watch Fox News. She says, until I saw how your family is and the way you took care of us when we were sick and the way you took care of the way you did this, the way you did that, the way your kids always greet me when they see me, the way they're always so polite, the way they say when you go to the grocery store, can we get you something? The way you guys' behavior for the last 5 years, if I was 5 years ago and I saw this guy becoming the mayor or the governor or mayor of New York, I would have had a fit. Now she says, I can't wait to see the good changes this Muslim guy's gonna do. This is all, not one time did we do da'wah to the neighbors or here's a Quran, read a Quran. No, she just said for 5 years, I live next to you guys and I've seen how nice you guys are. I've seen how nice your kids are. You guys are always so giving. You guys are always so pleasant. Your behaviors made me change my mind about what Fox News was telling me about Muslims. That's all it is.
Exactly. Especially brother and sister, when the Christmas come, fast.
Absolutely.
Fast. Yeah, inshallah. May Allah guide us to right back all the brothers and sisters. We'll continue with next week with new topic regarding with Brother Muhammad, inshallah. If you Sunnah followers have any question, let us know, inshallah. Sunnah followers.
Inshallah. If there's any topics that you guys have that you guys want
And let
to,
us know.
yeah, to
Yeah,
talk about,
Sister Layla preparing for the. Inshallah, سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت